the beauty of life is that things don't come easy, or at least they don't always. And if you watch any kind of underdog story or anything like that, you'll see that the people who had to really work for what they get, they're the happiest, because they come from a place of, they didn't have a ton of pressure on them, but they chose to put pressure on themselves. And that's the only pressure that matters, is that drive you have to succeed for you. That's going to be the key. That's what's going to make you an elite performer. So for anybody who watched my vlog a couple days ago, I said that there was a secret that kind of changed my game. Now, here's what it is. 2 eyelets undone. It'll take some time to get used to, but when you get used to these 2 eyelets undone, it gives you this unbelievable amount of ankle flexion, so you can flex that ankle forward and give it a try. Experiment with it, see if you like it too. Basically what it allows is for, as I like to say, to have really soft, tension-free ankles. So it allows you to relax the muscle and allows you to basically flex that leg forward, that knee over top of the toe like that. All right, so what I'm about to do now is I'm gonna do a no phone block, or a deep work session, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna take about 2 hours, put that on the clock, and I'm just gonna focus deep, put some music on, put my phone out of the room so I can't even get to it, and just go hard on what I'm working on right now, which is a drill of the day bot, which is gonna be super cool to talk about, but we'll leave it for now. There's so much value in doing a deep work session or a no phone block, because when you let the phone distract you, or let people distract you, it causes you to not be able to work as deeply, and that costs you a lot of effectiveness with your work. So every week you really should try to take some time and do a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 or 5, whatever works for you, deep work session where you're not interrupted, and just go hard on whatever you want to work on, and that will boost your production of quality work up so much. So it's something I really struggle with. I have a hard time carving out a couple hours. I usually get distracted by my phone or by someone else, so I'm gonna go real hard on this one today. So we'll throw these babies in. I'm kind of recording with that hand. Throw the music on, and let's get it. 3 scoops of Gatorade, scoop of whey protein. Pop the top on there. We are good to roll. Headed up to Hamilton for the shinny hour at 7:30 tonight. So should be a good skate. Get me ready for the showcase tournament we have this weekend in Brampton. So it'll be fun. Always fun to get to go play hockey at night. So just finished up the shinny skate in Hamilton. Definitely one thing that I definitely need to improve is my speed. It's almost there. My ability to turn and pick up speed is good. My straight on speed and being able to cross quickly back and forth definitely isn't where it needs to be, or where I want it to be, but it's going to get there. It's just going to be a matter of following the process that I have laid out with the skating mechanics, with the strength, with the speed work. It's all going to come together for the beginning of the season. Off to bed for the night. Just watching a little bit of cartoons. Nothing, no crazy advice or anything. Just relaxing. Have a nice showcase tournament this weekend, so excited for that. Just sipping some tea, getting ready to have a good sleep. So what's up today, guys? So usually what I like to do is kind of do like an Instagram story vlog where I take 15-second chunks of my day and kind of piece them all together. At least that's what I've been doing for the last 25 days or so. But what I wanted to do for this one, for today, switch it up a little bit, change the pace. I think it's always good to vary up your content and what you're putting out. For anybody who's doing vlogging kind of stuff, I think it's always good to do something different all the time. And that's my goal, is I want to vary it up. So let me know what you guys think of more long form chats like this. So the main thing that I want to chat about is this concept of pressure. I was just watching Game 7 of Tampa Bay and Washington. Now, I was hoping Tampa Bay was going to take it, but Washington was able to pull it out. But I was just kind of inspired me to think a little bit more about pressure. Then I had a chat with my one friend Savannah, and she kind of talked about this concept. She was talking about different positions in soccer, and it kind of reminded me of this concept that defenders have more pressure on them in general than a midfielder does or a striker, because as a defenseman, if you make a mistake, it's kind of on you, whereas for a midfielder, a striker, if you make a mistake, you can kind of say, oh, well, they did a good job defending or whatever, but if a defender screws up, it's kind of your fault in general. So no, in most cases, people would say, oh, well, that sucks, I don't want to play that position. But if you can learn to love that pressure, and not from you, but from others, and in situations that people look at as call like high pressure situations or big games, if you can learn to love any time, whether it's high expectations or whatever, that's going to be the key. That's what's going to make you an elite performer. People look at it as it's something that's super complicated. And why? Why would you enjoy a pressure situation, one where people think you're going to fail? Well, because in life, without fear of failure, without a chance for things to go wrong, things would be pretty boring. It'd be, you just kind of say, I want this, it'd pop up in front of you, and you'd have it. But the beauty of life is that things don't come easy, or at least they don't always. And if you watch any kind of underdog story or anything like that, you'll see that the people who had to really work for what they get, they're the happiest, because they come from a place of, they didn't have a ton of pressure on them, but they chose to put pressure on themselves. And that's the only pressure that matters, is that drive you have to succeed for you. That's it. That's where it's at. Find it. Find that enjoyment in that situation, because that's where you're going to learn to enjoy all game situations, and you're going to enjoy more of your life, because you're going to look for places to put pressure on yourself, and then you're going to crave that pressure. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to crave pressure. I want you to crave it, because at the end of the day, those are the moments that you're going to remember and you're going to enjoy, and they're going to make your life entertaining. It's that variation. It's that fear of failure. It's that never knowing what's going to happen next. It's that adventure. That's what life is, when you don't know exactly what's going to happen. A trip that goes perfectly as planned is never as fun as the one that changes up and you find a way to still have a great time, because then you didn't really expect it. Then it was fun, it was wild, it was adventurous. And that's what life is all about, and that's tying it back to hockey. That's what hockey is about. So you don't go in with a strict plan of what's going to happen in that pressure situation or that big game. Invite that pressure. Invite that not knowing what's going to happen next. And enjoy it. Have fun with it. And appreciate the fact, and be grateful for the fact that you never know, that could be the last game you play. You never know. You could get hurt. Anything could happen. So keep that in mind. Enjoy every game. Play your absolute heart out. But also realize that you don't have to put all this crazy worry and stress on yourself. All you need to do is simply be grateful for the opportunity to be in that pressure situation. Learn to crave that pressure. And I promise you, you will become a huge, big game performer. And that's what I'm going to be, because I'm not worried about it. If things don't go right, that's all right, because you took that risk. And that's what I want my life to be all about, is I was willing to take that risk. I was willing to ask that question. I was willing to take that final shot at the buzzer. And whatever happens, happens. But I want to be the one who controls what goes wrong or what goes right. And if things go wrong, I still want to say, I did it. That's okay. I went with my gut. And that's everything, is going with what feels right to you. And that's instincts. And that's what's going to get you to being happy every single day, is living in that moment, going with your gut in that moment, and you won't regret anything. And if you do, I don't know. Maybe you regret it at the time, or maybe you regret it in the short term. But think about the long term. We talk about this a lot. I learned from Gary Vaynerchuk a lot with this. Think in the long term. Realize that that miss is going to only drive you to work harder in the future, and it's going to get you a bigger win in the end, whatever that is. So I want you guys to take that away, to crave pressure from now on. Enjoy it, because you never know when that pressure is going to end, and you want to enjoy not knowing what's going to happen next. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the DailyC. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I look forward to enjoying this journey with you.